Entrepreneurs, business owners, and even my ministry leaders. Have you ever been in the middle of a launch and things just didn't go well? I understand. I've been there. On the next 3 episodes, starting today, we're going to give you 5 steps to get to a successful launch, whether it's a product or service. What's going on, everybody? Glenn P. Brooks Jr. here. Super excited to be back with you for another Bootstrapping Business and Ministry. Now, this is the first of a 3-part installment, and I really need all my entrepreneurs, business owners, and ministry leaders to lean in. I don't know if you're like me and you have been a part of products, services, launches, products and or service launches that have gone wrong. I don't care if it's a book, if it's a webinar, if it's maybe a new program at your local church. It just didn't go well. And I believe that there are some real reasons as to why that is. And I'm hoping to help you. So stick around. I'm going to take you inside of a lunch and learn that I did with our MAPS Masterclass Intensive, where we get together every Wednesday for a lunch and learn. It's live. It's a Zoom room opportunity for those people that come in who I work with and coach. And we help them to understand this. I'm going to be doing a workshop around this. If you're interested in that at all, do me a favor, put that in the chat, in the comments below. And also too, by the way, if you're interested in anything that we do here at the MMC, definitely let me know that so that we can get in touch with you. But without further ado, step 1 is going to be this part 1. It's packed, guys. How to successfully launch a product or a service.
So for those of you guys who are just jumping in, thank you so much for joining us. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about what it looks like to successfully launch a product and or service. I'm going to give you 5 steps, and I want you to write this down. Step 1 is who. Put who in the question, who in the chat. Who. When we talk about the step 1, you have to get very clear on who. Whenever you launch a product or service, the question is, who is my target client? Now, you guys many of you have heard me talk about this in other talks that I've done, but I need you to lean in on this one. And the reason why is because to the degree that you get really, really, really clear on who you are trying to launch this product and service to, who's the ideal person that will purchase this, that will use this, that will benefit from this? Who are they? You gotta know that. Because if you don't, you will not successfully launch anything. And the reason why is because think of the who as a target. I want you I want you to picture a target in your mind. If you've ever been to an archery range, if you've ever been to a gun range, the target is made up of several circles. In the middle of it is the bullseye. There are some people that hit the target, but they don't hit the bullseye. So when you're thinking about your target client, I want you to think about the bullseye. It's not the fringe person. It's not the person out on the outer rings, if you can think about a target, right? I want you to think about the person who is dead center. When I'm writing, I am writing to a very specific person. This person is not just an adult, it is a female. She's not just any female, she's African American. She's not just African American, she's at least 35 years of age. She's not just 35 years of age, she is a mother. She's not just any mother, she has probably anywhere from 1 to 3 children, one of which is a boy. Y'all hear how laser focused I'm getting? So when I write how to raise a man, not a mama's boy, I'm talking specifically to her. I'm not talking to the fringe people in her family. I'm not talking to the outer rings. I'm not talking to her mama. I'm not talking to her father. I'm not talking to her brother. I'm not talking to her husband. I am talking directly to her and the pain points. And we're going to use that as an example as to how I get really clear and successful whenever I launch a product. I'm super, super laser focused on my target or my ideal client. The first step in a successful product launch is developing what they call a buyer persona. It's an understanding of who the buyer is. You have to become intimately aware intimately aware of who that person is. This is a representation of your ideal customer. When you get a clear picture as to who that is, your messaging gets clear. So and I want you guys to understand that messaging is important, because now you're not random. You're understanding, if I am targeting a person who's going through grief, I have to be very closely associated with what that person is feeling, what that person goes through. If my target client is a parent and I'm an advocate for parents, I have to ask myself the question, what am I advocating for? How does a parent feel when they cannot communicate the needs of their child to other people? And if it's the public school system, how frustrating can that be? So when I begin to launch a product or service to help that person, it's got to be with the idea of answering that specific person's problems. Does that make sense? Number two, I appreciate everybody for jumping in. Please put your phones on mute. I just appreciate everybody for coming in. Guys, because I'm recording this, I'm just going to go ahead and hit reset real quick, because I got some audio challenges here, and we're going to kind of repeat some of this in a minute. Okay, here we go in 3, 2, 1. So for those of you guys who are just hopping in, we're talking about 5 steps to a successful product or service launch. I need you guys to understand that step number 1 is about your target or your ideal client. If you're not clear on who you're talking to, you will never launch anything successfully, because you will always miss the mark. When I talk about mark, I think about a target. Whether you have been able to go out and shoot at a gun range, or maybe you've thrown darts, or maybe you're the person that has shot a bow and arrow in an archery situation. But you all know and have seen a bullseye, right? The bullseye is just one part of the target. It's the center. It's dead on it. It's the one that gives you the most points. I want you guys to understand your target or your bullseye client. And when you intimately understand that, you will launch a product that speaks directly to them. I've said in time and time again that my target audience, particularly for the books I write, are not just women, but they're African-American women first. They're not just African-American women, but they're ones that are at least 35 years of age. She's not just 35 years of age, but she has been married, and or if she's in a relationship with the guy, this cat doesn't get her. He doesn't support her. He doesn't do what needs to be done, because for whatever reason, he's just not educated and or willing. She's also a mother. She has children. Probably she has at least one. She may have as many as 3, one of which is a boy though. My target audience or my target client for the books I write is not a mother of no boys. That is not my target. Can she get something from my book? Yes, but she at least has to have a boy, because that's the bent I write from. Does that make sense, guys? And so I need you guys to understand that when I show up, I'm clear on who she is. Number 2, I want you to put this in the chat. So number 1 we said was who.
So I hope that helped you. I know this is only step 1 of 5 steps. Stick around for the next episode, because I guarantee you we're going to unpack this as we go along. If we are doing anything and adding any value, do me a favor. If you want to work with us, check out the descriptions or the links, in the description below. And we will be more than happy to reach out to you. Click the links down there, and there'll be maybe a link for you to get a discovery session. It's a free discovery session. I would love to connect with you if you want to be a part of what we do here in the MMC. At the end of the day, here's what I know to be true. We all need some help. Guys, if this video or any of the other videos that we have that are helping you on any level, do me a favor, click like, share, and subscribe. Click the links to any of the videos that you see around, and I would hope that you really would enjoy more content. Y'all be good. We'll talk soon.